No, I'll never forgive any of you people for going to watch the Minion movie. No offense.
I don't know if I don't think I watched it in
What
theaters
is
though.
wrong with it?
Maybe
There's
I did.
nothing wrong with it.
I haven't watched it, but I don't.
See,
I watched the first.
See,
I watched.
you're
I watched the first.
getting
I watched the first.
you're getting
I
from
watched
the
the first
outside.
Minion movie.
You're
I
getting
watched the
from the
first one.
outside.
I watched
Get
the
out
first. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Rejects Podcast. We're your hosts. Go on.
You can't point.
Go
I
on.
don't know who you're
Go
pointing
on.
at.
Go on. Go on. Say it.
Wait,
Say it.
okay, hi.
Say
My
it.
name's Chris.
Gino
And
here. Nice to meet you.
you have to wait until I say and.
No, we're not gonna wait. I'm just kidding.
All right, yeah. And me. And we're the boys.
His name's Jared.
Yeah, that's my name. And we're the boys. Hello.
How's it going?
How's
Fine,
everybody
thank you for
doing?
asking. Well, you never ask me anyways, so it's not like we always start calls and you never like ask how we're doing. Chris never
Okay.
asks.
All right, I'm sorry. How are you guys doing? What's going on?
Well, it's too late
What's
now.
happening?
I don't want to.
Okay. All right. That's cool. All right, let's move along with the show. Gino, it's your anime corner.
That's right, Gina's Anime Corner.
Anime corner. All right. Today for this anime corner, I am recommending if you guys ever watched Nisekoi, anything related to rom-coms alongside with a harem. Not really. Maybe like a love triangle kind of thing. I do recommend More Than a Married Couple, but not lovers. Premise is, like in this school, they have a special curriculum where you have to pretend you're a married couple with a random girl in your class, and you get it's like you get points for it, and like it's a class. You don't have there's nothing you literally no sexual unless you want it to be,
What the
and
hell?
you get points for being acting like a married couple. And when you have like the highest points of the class, you can switch partners, and that's this main character and this girl's job because they like someone else and they want to be in the married couple with them.
So they're working together.
Yeah, they're working
This is
together.
like-
And that's like the rom-com.
This is like
Exactly.
Is that okay? I can already see how
Aggressively.
that's gonna go down.
aggressively heteronormative. I'm sorry. It's like
Yeah, but like
Jesus.
like any rom com, the two people that are working together trying to get other people start to fall in love with each other,
Right. Yeah. I could
Right.
see that.
and it
trope
makes this
already
weird
happening.
quadrilateral, love triangle.
what's not
That was a big word right there.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand what that means either. It's okay. I don't even know how to spell it.
quadrilateral. It's like even sides, isn't it? I haven't been in school. I haven't been in geometry in a while, so
It was like this one time at work, someone called my coworker like, "Oh, you're so misogynistic," and then he replied with, "I don't even know how to use that in a sentence." Not like what?
Not even realizing that was not
an
a good
insult.
thing.
Yeah, no.
He did not realize. Like, I don't even know how to use that in a sentence.
And then he went on to be misogynistic even more.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
And that
But
was
no, it
Gino's
was just a
Anime
really funny bit when I was working.
And that was Gino's
Corner.
corner.
And that was Gino.
You're welcome.
In other news,
Back to Jared.
and in other news, I got contacted by a big YouTuber the other day. Not big,
Ooh.
I guess big, way bigger than me, for sure. And they were like asking me to help they were like, I don't know, asking me a bunch of questions about like webtoons and stuff. And like
Oh,
I
did they
don't-
watch our first episode? Doesn't Gino bring up webtoons?
No, they were asking me, hey, how do you get permission to do this stuff? And I said, oh, yeah, I don't need permission. And I was answering the questions. And as soon as I answered the questions, of course, they blew me off. Because that's what they do. When you're a big YouTuber, you can just do that.
Wow.
I'm just airing my petty grievances with everyone. Just they had nothing
Probably
to
don't
do
want
with
to name drop explicitly, right?
No.
You could just text it to us. So we
Yeah, I'll
can know.
just yeah.
Yeah. We'll
I don't know if you guys
do a lot of negative comments on them.
I don't know if you
You
guys
don't even see it coming.
they do content like me. They do comic dubs, but they're like way bigger than me. They do like the same
Hmm.
sort of thing. It's just annoying. Like, and they don't even talk to me like I'm a human being. They talk to me like they're a corporate entity. They say like we, when I know damn well it's like one person writing this stuff. Like, I don't know. It just seems so like up their own ass. It's ridiculous. Like, treat me like a human being. I don't know. And don't use like it's so verbose. They talk so like, I don't know,
Like legally, it's all lawyer
royally,
talk or whatever.
sort of. I don't know. They're very explicit. It's weird.
That's a shame. That was like my girlfriend talks about that a lot. Not that explicitly,
Of course.
but just that idea of like when we were in high school, where we
Mm-hmm.
went to school, like it was very much like, oh, like you're doing this and then you're going to college, like, and that was something that the teachers were always like cramming down our throats and stuff like that. And my girlfriend would always say like she had this one teacher who would like question why the students are helping each other with class and like homework and stuff
Who's
like
the
that.
teacher? What the heck?
I don't remember the teacher's name. I'll let you know later. I'll ask her. But
For sure.
the teacher just kind of kept getting on them like, why would you help them? Like these people are going to be your competition when you're trying to get in college and stuff like that. And it's like none of us want to, like, we're trying to help each other out. Like why would we
Mm,
try and out other people or
yeah, like this is
deny help for no reason?
That definitely
I
happened
like
in
honestly
college.
that could be like connections. Like if you manage to help this person and then they do well in life, they're like, oh, I remember this person.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
connections. It's all about connections.
Well, that definitely, because in college, nobody helped. Or, like, if they did, they would do very surface level helping. I wouldn't even be surprised if someone tried to lead other people astray and, like, right answers and wrong answers. It's
Right.
really cutthroat in those. I don't know what you call the place I went to, those big boy universities.
No.
Yeah. It's an
Yeah, it's
awful.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. It's like I don't know. That like if you think about it, like there should be enough placements for everybody.
But there's not. And
They
as long.
they sorry.
Mm, I, because
Look,
you're right. There is. I hit the mic. In a way, there is. But you think that there's not enough, and you see these jobs that are extremely desirable, and they get filled up, and you're like, well, there's not enough jobs for everyone. That's, I think, is a big part of it. That mentality.
no, absolutely. And that I mean that is like a thing too, but it's also just like if we just take it from like high school to college, right? There's definitely enough placement in colleges. There's a ton of colleges. Maybe not exactly where you want to go, but there are placements in colleges all over the US, and then like obviously there's abroad and stuff like that too, but
Mm-hmm.
colleges are such a corporate entity now. It has nothing to do with what you gain from college. It's more about how much they can pull out of or put you in debt so you
Yeah.
get to go to a place and then learn almost nothing for the field that you want to go into and then have to learn on the job anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
it's
got a
more
lot
on
of
the
opinions
name.
about that. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I
Not a
came
fan of
from this
colleges.
college. Actually,
Yeah.
but like because of that, a lot of colleges like having colleges in your like resume actually kind of detriment you getting the job
I've
Like
never
sometimes.
heard of that.
Like having the college name like within your resume sometimes
Mm.
kind of does like instead of make like, oh, I'm from this college, you should hire me. Like they'd rather see you like what you did. They
Mm-hmm.
don't want the
right.
name of the college. They
It
know,
definitely depends on the role that you're applying for
Because I'm
because
sure if
you
you
could there's
were from Harvard,
yeah,
you'd
some
probably get it
places are
more
like
than Pierce.
right. And some places are like totally chill with that. They're like, "Oh, like you went to like blank and blank, like my son's going there. I'm going to hire you." And then, like that person could be like the biggest jackass or like not know
Exactly.
anything. They just got paid through college.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can have some kid who went to like, community college who's like super knowledgeable, just didn't have the money to go to a big college. And then they'll have a hard time getting a job because they didn't go to a big
Yeah.
one, or vice versa. They actually have the experience and the knowledge, and someone will actually see that. But
It's not a fair world, I guess.
it's not.
Although I am curious, what part of this was related to what I said earlier? I don't.
not at all.
Well, no, I guess we went off a bit of a tangent, but the idea of like
I'm
that
just messing with you.
guy.
I'm just messing with you.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, people suck. That's it.
Mhm.
That's my part of this. But that's rough that someone would reach out and then as soon as you help them, immediately just ghost you. That's kind of
They're big enough to do it. They can do it. They can do whatever the hell they want. They cannot post for. I mean, they've like gone like not posting videos for like months at a time, and whenever they post, 300K views, 400K views, whatever. In other news, I'm shoveling dirt again.
Oh my god. Gino, wake up.
Ignore that.
Jeez,
That's really violent.
That's a late alarm, dude.
Yeah.
If anyone's wondering, it's 2:30 p.m. That was his wake up alarm.
Nice. I'm shoveling dirt again, guys. I'm back to dirt shoveling. I told my parents what you said, Chris, about the Facebook Marketplace, and they said, I don't think that's a good idea. And I was like, well, people will come and take the dirt away from us. And they're like, I don't want people coming in and looking at our dirt. So I'm shoveling wheelbarrows of dirt, dude. It sucks. I hate this. My arms and legs are sore.
I tried, man. It's like so much easier to do it that way. They'll just,
I know.
You bring it to the front yard, you make a giant ass pile, and some guy in a truck's gonna come and scoop it all up with like their friends.
I know.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god, it's the dirt. They weren't lying.
It's the dirt.
At least
it's actually here.
But then your mom was like, I don't want them looking at my dirt.
I don't want them looking at my dirt. I'd rather illegally dispose of it in public areas.
Like
at least my brother's
at night, you know.
Yeah, under the cover of darkness.
Yeah, and in the blistering cold where it is raining lightly. Anyways, Andrew's home, so he'll help me with the dirt from now on.
Oh, there you go. Nice. How's have you made good headway with
the dirt
shoveling process?
I think we're almost halfway.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's been a I started look, we've been running out of I've been filling so many buckets, and then we have like a system. I fill the buckets, I bring them over to the car. My mom and dad, they drive away and illegally dispose of them now, so I stopped doing that. But then now they want me to fill in bags. I'm putting dirt in bags and I'm putting in wheelbarrow, and it's a lot of dirt, man. It's too much.
They don't want to like do something like where they make a hill like in your front yard or something like that, like add some like topography to your yard in any shape.
No.
Okay.
Illegally dispose of it.
All right.
Oh, nice.
When you put it that way, I completely understand.
It makes sense, right? Why would you? Duh.
Why would you want to do something interesting with the dirt when you can just,
be criminal,
eat it legally? Legally.
Yeah. Why do things legally, bro? We do a lot of things illegally. Why not this one too?
Yeah.
Good point, Gino.
Oh my god. Well, so I guess this will be coming out. Just gonna pause really quick. This is future Chris. We were super optimistic on how fast we would get this done. We've been sitting on this audio for a while, so obviously we're very much into this year. Thanks. That's it. Bye. Welcome to the new year. I feel like we should have started with that. I just realized that.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, guys, can you believe it? It's 2023. So many things have happened.
I haven't seen you guys since last year.
Oh, shut up, Chris. Oh, Chris, you so silly, Chris. Shut up. Oh, shut up, Chris. Kill yourself. Oh, you're so silly, Chris.
I think we should have just said last recording. It's like, oh my god, see you guys next year.
That's so funny, Gino. Crack me up, brother.
That was so insincere.
What? What are you talking about?
That laugh?
No, that's how I laugh.
Oh, okay.
Is it like Jesse, like from Pokemon?
Oh, you mean like the Meowth? That's my name. I can't do it. Meowth, that's white. This is stupid. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm not
okay.
I'm gonna stop talking. Just kidding. I like talking. We're staring at Gino right now. We're gonna see if he's gonna
See if he'll
speak or
pick
not.
up on the cues. What are your
He's,
opinions, Gino?
he's making faces.
Opinions based on what you guys said
Mm-hmm.
sounds very confusing. Is what I'd like to say.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah,
Like saying names. I'm like, oh, is Chewbacca ever gonna come up?
Unfortunately, no.
Or
There
maybe
is no
the
Chewbacca.
blob thing. I don't know.
Jabba.
Jabba. Um,
Jabba is also not in here.
yeah.
Yeah.
What about
Apologies.
what about Mr. Green Beyblade?
Yoda.
No.
Yoda. Yeah. That's Darth Vader. No.
No.
Basically, no one. No one that.
Ah, I see.
There's
Just a couple cameos. There's a few
Yeah.
cameos.
there's a
And I
few.
was like,
If you
that's
watch,
like, oh, go
like
on.
you can watch this, you can watch the Clone Wars and watch this, and you'll know the cameos. That's it, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you don't know anything about Star Wars, you're gonna be confused. and
Yeah,
you're
that's
gonna
why I was like,
complain.
damn,
Yeah.
these names, I don't know any of them.
They all have like weird
the
names
main
like
character.
Visco and Kix and Bix and Shix and Kino and Bino and all these weird names and Clisco and Visco. That's not funny. Anyways, let's
Too
move
many
on.
names. Too many names for me to remember.
Too many names.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm having a hard time remembering them too, but you know, it is
Yeah.
what it is.
I mean, what I
It's still
got
a good
from this is Andor. Is Andor, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's the
that's-
main character.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, barely, but yes.
Barely. Is
There's,
like,
there's also
I don't
four
know if
other
I,
main characters.
The show revolves around him, but there are several main characters.
I'm not
Right,
sure if I
he's not
got
the
this
main
right. He's like a spy or something. No,
Not directly.
No, not really.
he's an indirect spy.
Not that's not the title I would give him.
What title would you give?
Criminal.
A
Operative?
criminal, operative, spy.
Or I guess operator.
Like Spy X
Bounty
Family.
hunter?
Good point, Gino.
Ooh,
Just like Spy X
tie-in.
Family.
It's a good tie-in with the first episode. Am I right, guys? Another tie-in. I was editing the first episode, and Gino, I found it so funny because to preface the episode, you're like, I'm not a huge anime fan. I might not know all these characters, and then he proceeds to name everyone and give a detailed plot summary of every freaking waifu, and like, but she's actually not my
Detailed
top
plot summary of every waifu.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you made me feel like I could come up with an opinion on these waifus without having ever seen any of them. I feel like also we have Gino's Gino's anime corner going on too. He's the one who's like actually into anime.
And then we ask him, hey, what do you mean anime season? And he's like, oh, different seasons of anime from like different like seasons, like the seasons of the weather. And he's like, but maybe I don't know really though. Even though he just said like the definition of it.
He answered the question.
Yeah, he answered it
Yeah,
perfectly.
there's the fall season, there's the summer, winter,
Yeah.
spring. Each
He's
one
just-
has their 12 episode run, and sometimes they get a second season that goes on to the next season.
He's just trying not to brag. He's a big weeb.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been a big weeb. I was a lot worse. A lot worse. Like I had like posters all over my room. I was watching anime 24/7,
Yeah, I was
reading
gonna say that
manga at the same time.
there aren't any posters in your room, but there's some serious RGB lighting going on, so I feel
Oh, you
like we're
mean-
still on the table. I can
You
see it in
mean-
your mirror.
My single lamp that I can change color via Google. Hey Google, change light to red.
Sure, changing the light to red.
Wow.
Wow, fancy, right? And it
That's
turns off
really
when I
awesome,
leave the
dude.
house by
That's
itself,
really cool.
and it turns on when I come.
Wow.
That's actually super cool.
Yeah, but then I also have Hey Google, Demon Time.
What?
What just happened?
Oh, I guess they didn't want me to do Demon Time. Demon Time is
Somebody.
Copyrighted music.
Hey Google,
Copyrighted music.
Stop.
no. As long as we talk during it, it won't. I don't think it'll do anything.
That was amazing. That
that
was
took a lot longer than it should have.
that was beautiful. I
But
need
that-
something like that set up.
But that's Demon Time.
Yeah, just cut some of that. Who wants to bring us back in?
Alright.
Gino,
Well,
bring us back in. Bring us back in, Gino.
I
Bring us back in.
don't know.
Bring us back in, Gino.
But yeah, so Demon Time, that was pretty much, I don't know what made me think of that, but it was like Shrek.
It was
Definitely
Shrek.
Shrek. Definitely Shrek.
Oh, there's a new Shrek movie, but it's not Shrek.
What?
It's Puss in Boots.
Oh yes,
Oh,
I
the
want
new-
to watch
the
that.
new-
To ask for that.
Puss in Boots,
Puss in Boots
2.
movie.
I can't wait to watch
Puss in
it.
Boots had a first movie, and that was the
That's
second
right.
one where he's older.
I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. Maybe it's a
Wait,
prequel.
I
again.
thought it was like more of like a prequel.
Pretty cool.
I don't know that I like the animation style of it.
Chris, come on, buddy.
Isn't
I mean,
it the
come on,
same?
come on, buddy. Do you really think
I,
that?
I
Come
haven't
on.
seen. I don't think I've seen the first Puss in Boots. The Last Wish. That's the one you're talking about, right?
Puss in Boots and the Last Wish, otherwise known as Puss in Boots 2.
2.
That's right.
Wait, maybe it's. Yeah, no, yeah. I'm not like a huge fan of like. I don't know. It's not bad. It's just like certain parts of it. I was like, I don't. I feel like they went a little cheap on the background a little bit.
Okay,
Do
okay.
you
But
ever
what
feel
about
shame?
Super Mario Bros. The movie?
Oh,
I
I don't like Illumination at all, but actually, we should
what?
probably cut that.
You don't like the Minion movies?
It looks good.
You can't share that opinion and then expect me to cut that.
Okay,
There's no
fine,
way
fine,
that's
fine.
happening.
Fine, no, I liked Despicable Me when I was 10, and I don't like any of the other Illumination movies. Chris, you like the Minions movies? Are you kidding me?
I don't know. They're silly.
What
I
do you
wouldn't say, like-
mean? You
I
guys
wouldn't
didn't
say
show
that
up
like
in a suit with a banana in your hand?
Yeah.
No,
You guys are
because I was hoping
lame.
the movie would flop so they would stop making these movies, but I guess not.
You're
Everyone's like,
lame.
now it's cool to watch the Minions and wear a suit and what the
They're
hell?
silly. They're
You
No,
just
that
guys
was-
silly
revived the
that was a-
franchise.
Look, okay, I have this type of conversation all the time with a couple of my other friends, right? What you produce wow. Um like any sort of like artist, anything like that, right? It doesn't matter how good you are at it, right? It doesn't matter how good it is. It doesn't matter how like objectively like talented you are doing it or like the technique you use, right? If the audience doesn't care, it's not going to do well. There's obviously an audience for the Minion stuff,
Yeah, like 5-year-olds
And, like,
and grown men like
but
you.
it makes money. It's just silly and it makes money. Like I
Banana.
don't know. Banana.
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 No, I'll never forgive any of you people for going to watch the Minion movie. No offense.
I don't think I watched it in
What
theaters
is
though.
wrong with it? There's
Maybe I
nothing
did.
wrong with it.
I haven't watched it, but I don't. I
see,
watched the
see,
first.
see,
I watched the first. I watched the first Minion. I watched the
No.
first Minion movie.
No.
I watched the first
No,
one.
No,
I watched
Get
the
outta
first
here,
one.
Jared.
You're hating
outta
on
here.
a movie you've never even
Come on,
watched.
you
No,
don't
I
get to
watched
have
the
an
first
opinion on
one,
Yeah, that first movie. Have you
and it
watched
was
the other ones?
bad.
You're bad.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! You guys are like, oh, if if someone was gonna take a shit on your desk, and you said stop, and they're like, oh, but how do you know it's gonna be shit? It hasn't come out yet. like I know it's gonna be shit. All right, I already know. I know.
It's,
No,
that's
that's a completely different thing
Yeah, that's
because
like-
you don't know if it's gonna
it's
be
the same
shit.
thing.
You don't know.
Look,
Shit
the
is
thing
always gonna
it's
be
already
shit.
produced. The movie is already produced. Like you haven't watched it. It already came out. That'd be like walking home and then finding shit on your desk. That wouldn't be, like it's completely different.
Maybe we can do a watch along with Minions too, and then I could be like, oh, good, it was shit, like I knew the whole time.
Then you gotta watch the third one.
But okay, you can't come in with that attitude though. You got to come in with an open attitude and just be like, "Oh, this is for kids. It's silly."
Chris, if someone came to your house every day and punched you in the balls, and he comes back, and then you're like, "Well, I don't want to go out. I don't want to get punched in the balls," but you don't know that because you didn't go out and check yet. You didn't see if you're gonna get punched in the balls yet. You didn't check.
That's okay.
That's not no,
Again,
but Chris,
like, that's-
Chris, you didn't check though. You didn't go out, you didn't talk to him, and you didn't get punched in the balls yet. You didn't know. So why aren't you gonna go out there and get punched in the balls, Chris? Tell me that.
You only watched the first movie.
I watched Despicable Me 1, 2, and 3. I watched.
No, you
and I
didn't. You
watched
said you only
Minions.
watched one movie.
I said I watched Despicable Me. I watched Despicable Me 2, and I watched the Minions. I did not see Despicable Me 3 actually. Now that I think about it.
You're a fool
I lied just
and
now.
a sham.
You guys are coming at me from fucking Minions, dude.
It's just silly. Like, there's no reason to hate on it.
There is plenty of reason. It's why
What?
just because it's for kids, it can just be stupid and awful and brainless. Is that what you're saying, Chris?
Are you gonna tell me that what we grew up watching wasn't
no,
the definition
no,
of
no,
that?
no. I'm not saying what we can was better because they made shit back then too. I'm saying, is there something wrong with wanting more from children's entertainment, Chris? Should we just let everything devolve
I
into shit
don't
because it's for
think-
kids?
I don't think adults should be judging necessarily what is and isn't for children's entertainment. I don't think we're in the same headspace
Chris,
as, a child is.
Chris, but my point is, why can't
Okay,
we make better
What about
children's
this?
media?
What is an objectively good movie for you? You're like, oh, like you have to watch this to be cultured.
Well, of course, I would say Kung Fu Panda 2, but
I can't fucking believe you. I need
thought-
to
I
bleep
thought-
that out now.
I thought he was gonna say.
You're gonna come at me with Kung Fu Panda as an
no,
argument
I'm thinking of a
against
good
the Minions?
children's movie. I'm thinking of wait, you're asking for like an adult movie?
Yeah.
Well, I can just say any old adult movie. I find what's that one where Leonardo DiCaprio was as an insane person? I forgot what it's called. The Departed? No. Shutter Island. Shutter Island. That's a good movie.
You're gonna make a child watch a movie at the same pace as Shutter Island. Shutter Island is a great movie.
Chris, can you
But
chill for a second? That's not at all what I was talking about. I'm saying
were
make
just
better.
saying
No,
that,
I'm
like,
saying make
making
better
shit
children's
for
movie.
children is-
I'm not saying make the children's version of Shutter Island. I'm saying
Then
make a
what
good
do you
kids
want?
movie. That's
Wait.
not what I'm saying.
What's Shutter Island?
I'm not gonna.
It's
a very good movie, Gino.
It's like what would you call it? Like a
You have to leave out the part where I said
psychological
the
thriller.
ending. Yeah, it's a psychological thriller about a detective.
Yeah.
And he's
It's really
fighting.
good.
It's a
a
very good movie. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
I want. Hmm.
And I'm not saying make Shutter Island, but for kids. I'm saying make better children's media. It's not. That's why I brought up Kung Fu Panda, because it's a good movie that you can enjoy and get something out of. And as you're a child, you can just turn your brain off and watch it. But it's not just something to put. It's not Coco Melon. I'm not. What I'm asking is no more Coco Melon for kids. Make
I
something.
actually don't know what Coco Melon is. I've
Coco
heard that
Melon.
A couple
Coco
times.
Melon. It's like this overload of colors and stimulation that's like ruining kids' minds, apparently. As far as I know. You don't know Coco Melon? Are you kidding me? Is this?
Oh, wow.
Moana is
That's
a
what
good
that
one.
looks like.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Moana's a great movie.
I like
Yeah.
Moana.
But
a
that's
lot.
like a very. I feel
Now
like
think
that's
before
like
you say
coming
it.
from a different direction.
What is your you were like trying to imply we should make Shutter Island for babies? But
No,
I
that's
don't
what it
get what
sounded
you're.
like you were trying to.
That's
imply.
not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying
You
make better
said-
kids media, and you're like asking
know.
for like the fucking rosebud of kids baby media.
Look, my point is like there's gonna be silly movies for children. It's not like completely. I don't know. Maybe it is complete. I haven't seen it in a while. I was gonna say like brain numbing. Like I don't know. I feel like there's worse things for children than.
Have you seen the
Minion
first
stuff.
Minions movie? It is
I
brain
have.
numbing.
It's
It's a
been a
brain numbing
while.
movie. That's
just
why
think
I can
you're
speak from
hateful.
experience.
You're just hateful.
Well, yes. That's all very true, but
Look, Gino
But-
and I said you need to watch it, so there we go.
I'm not
That's
watching
it.
it alone. I'm not going down alone.
You are.
I'm not.
Maybe we'll do a watch along.
We can do a watch along.
But that's. I also I don't even remember what the premise is of it, but I don't
Oh.
remember like being like this. I don't think I've ever watched anything and was like, this shouldn't have been created.
Really? You've never thought that ever?
I don't think so. I'm pretty complacent when it comes to movies. Like it's like, oh, like I'll never watch that again, or like, oh, that was that was good.
Why
I
can't
don't
you
have a strong enough opinions on like movies that I've seen to be like, oh, this should have never been created. I don't hate anything that much.
Maybe that's where you and I differ. I have hate in my heart and you don't, I guess.
I have very strong opinions though. Like it's just like about
You
that
seem
specifically.
barely critical of anything, apparently.
I don't know. It's like I feel like a lot of people like have this issue with a lot of I don't know, movies, shows, whatever, because it's not like blank and blank enough, right? But then like something can come out and completely fill those like check boxes, and then they'll just complain about something else. I think there's just a lot of people who complain.
We'll name an example.
Literally anything made by Star Wars in the after the very first movie that came out.
I don't even think original Star Wars is all that. Like I like the fifth movie a lot, but I'm not like.
But
I'm not gonna like the.
People would mug us just because of our opinion on Star Wars.
Chris, do you think the prequels are like way better than the sequel?
I do, but that's just my opinion, and it's not like I hate the original trilogy either. Like that is like the original trilogy made it possible for me to enjoy the rest of Star Wars, right? But there are people out there who do not share that opinion, and like the original trilogy is gospel and everything else is worse. The prequels were thoroughly hated when they came out,
And I see why. I can see why. As a kid, I enjoy them, and now as an adult, I still like them, but I can see why they're not good.
And that's exactly how I feel about the original trilogy.
Uh-huh.
And if you look at any of these movies objectively, they have very bad portions to it. If anything, the prequels and the sequels being bad is more of a consistency with the original trilogy than it is objectively bad on its own.
I think
that's
that's
my
a very
opinion.
controversial take.
I think so too.
Let's just cop off this real quick because I feel bad. We're like Gino's like staring at the floor and crying. Gino, what do you think about kids? Like Gino, what do you think about? I don't know what the fuck we're talking
Don't
about.
stay
kids
quiet
media.
over there.
Yeah,
Interject.
I'm,
You gotta have an
I'm,
opinion, man.
I'm scared. You guys are scary. No,
Mommy and
like
Daddy
not
are fighting.
like you're out here like trying to like coerce me. Now, like, come on, join me. Join this side.
I just want
you
you
were
to
like,
say-
I'm out here trying to sit in my corner. Like, dear
I was
God,
doing that. I was screaming. I was a screamer.
I'm crying because of how scary you guys are. Like, God.
Okay, well, so how do you feel about these things? What's your hot take on movies and
Media for
Entertainment.
babies.
I barely watch any movies.
or just entertainment?
Entertainment. I watch anime.
That's right. That's right. He does do
The
that.
only time I go watch movies is when I go on a date
Well-
or when my friends want to watch a movie.
What about Marvel stuff? Are you into Marvel?
No.
Oh wow, is it
I don't
really
blame you,
just
man.
anime?
I watch. I mean, I like Batman. Batman's.
Oh
That was
god,
sick.
you're a
I like-
DC person.
I like the Batman.
Oh,
movie.
he's DC.
Oh, shut up,
Oh,
Chris.
wait.
Oh, shut up,
The-
Chris.
Okay, hold on. The Batman movie that just came out,
Yeah, it was pretty
that was
good. I
good.
liked it.
I liked it. It could have been like an hour shorter than it was, but it was good.
Explosions.
Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I like that we just followed the Batman around, and it was mostly we were mostly relegated to his point of view. And I feel I do agree it was too long, but I do think it made it much more palatable than just jumping around to 100 different people and making things more complicated than it needs to be. I like that we followed him. I like that I didn't know what anyone else was thinking. I like that a lot. I liked solving the mystery with Batman. I think that was fun.
That's completely fair. That's a completely fair take on that. I just feel like there was so much B film in that movie that did not need to be in there. Like it
Right.
was a lot of filler. Of
Chris
just
thinks there should have
fucking,
been
like,
5 more main characters, and they all should have had their own separate
No,
plots.
no.
And
the,
then
the
side
movie
characters.
the movie was good. There was just too many like cinematic shots with nothing happening
Like what?
that like could have been way shorter.
Like
Like
what?
just too much of that. The audio design. Wait, I can't remember if I liked it or not. I don't think I liked the audio design on the Batmobile, but the work they did on the Batmobile, that was amazing. That car looked amazing. That is a very proper Batmobile. I feel like they kind of dropped the ball on some of the audio design, and I don't think it was loud enough. Like they could have decided to be like much more bassier with a lot of that. But yeah, that's I feel like the Batmobile was that was good. That was a very good part of it. The motorcycles was a little weird. That's just like not the mode of transportation I would use when it's like soaking wet all the time and there's no lighting in the city that I work in, and then I'm gonna wear
Something
all black.
in the way.
I mean, like it was the start of Batman. That was his motorcycle. He hasn't really done anything.
Hey,
much
dude,
with
his
it.
garage. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I wish I was just a rich, trillionaire that had nothing
With
to
dead
do my
parents.
entire life, and I just live. Yeah, well, maybe not that part, but I could just live in my garage and do nothing but build this like insane car and motorcycle. That'd be very nice. But
Gina, what do you think of the Batman?
I think he was perfectly edgy in that movie.
perfectly edgy.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my!
He was teen Batman, bro. It was straight up. They had the freaky emo makeup.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what? That was something too that I didn't like actually.
I mean, it was
hides
teen
the eyes.
Batman. He was
hides
still
the eyes.
depressed.
He was way too old to be like teen.
Oh,
like,
to
if
be a
this was, like,
teen, yeah.
16, 17-year-old Batman, I'd be like, yeah, this makes sense, But he's supposed to be like in his like late 20s or early 30s in this movie, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, have you never talked to a girl before? Like, what?
I like that.
What
He was
is
just like me for
happening?
real. He just like
That was
me.
supposed to be early Batman, but that was more like they're like teenage Batman when he was like depressed still.
I thought he was just
Yeah.
a depressed 20-something. That's what I got
It
from
was
it.
just. It was just weird. It seemed like he never interacted with, and like the whole idea is like he stayed in his garage or something like that. But it was just kind of
Yeah.
that was a little weird to me.
He's
But,
like a good
he
foil
never
to the
went
Riddler,
out.
who
Like,
also
he just
stayed
stayed
in his
inside the
apartment.
mansion.
Yeah, mentally he's a child.
But I like that because he foiled the Riddler, who is also mentally. Could you hear that?
Dogs barking. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I like that he was because they both seem kind of immature but they differed on the path of justice.
Right.
They
They both have
sucked-
traumatic backgrounds. One
Uh-huh.
decided to become what do you call
An
it?
incel.
Well, no, there's another word for like the leather, the mask.
Gimp.
Thing. Yeah, gimp. One decided to
Okay.
become a gimp, and then the other one decided to become the Riddler. So
Yeah, that's how it is. Wait, what? No,
that
wait.
that took a second. That joke did not land very well. I'm sorry.
Like, what?
The scenes though where he's just like pummeling that one guy, that was like part of the commercial too. That was top tier.
That was
comedy
cool.
right there. That was.
I want to beat up
hilarious.
people too. He just
Yeah, right? Without repercussions.
yeah.
without repercussions. That was a good movie. Anyways, yeah, I feel like that's probably about it. I know that had almost nothing to do with anime today, but
Well,
we had it in the
that's how it'd be.
beginning.
Next
Happy
time,
New Year's.
It'll just be Gino's anime corner for an hour.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, we would. Me and Chris would just not speak and just look at Gino.
Yeah. Next episode.
I can
Next
talk
episode,
about
Gino.
sake for like a solid 30 minutes.
Ooh, alcohol.